Hello and welcome to the next tutorial on how to speedrun GTA 5. I'm your host, Antonio, and in this video we are going into details about one of the categories for the full run of the game known as any % classic no OMO. This run goes from the start of the game until the end of the third way mission. The rules for this category are quite simple. No taxi fast travel, no mission skipping by failing 3 times, and you must choose Ending C, Death Wish. This is a set of rules that the community named Classic, to mimic the old GTA games where these features didn't exist yet. A note: this tutorial is not going in depth on how to complete the missions in each segment, so we recommend to watch the segment tutorials and do at least one run of each segment first to get an idea on how each mission, glitch, and strat works. Also, in this video, we will be talking about the no OMO variant of the run. The objective of this video is to teach you the differences between the strats in segments and in a full game run, and the necessary steps to go from one segment to the other in one go. We are going to include a mission that is not done in any of the segments, known as the long stretch. A quick reminder that we run on patch 1.27 due to a few strats and glitches only being possible on this patch. Also, other benefits like having no waves and less texts. If you want more details, we will leave a video in the description teaching you why this is the perfect patch for speedrunning. One of the big differences from segments to a full run is that we need to have control of our texts. Some necessary texts cannot be manipulated, and if you skip or block getting texts that you need, you'll create a snowball effect, losing you a lot of time waiting later for certain texts. Phone calls are not important to us to get, and in some cases can actually be detrimental, so you can just keep sleep mode on to prevent them, but we will point out which specific necessary phone calls you absolutely need. We also have a sheet that covers all of the texts in the game, so it might help following it with this video. With all this being said, open your notepad and be ready, because we're gonna start. Good luck. To start the run, open the pause menu and start a new game. The timer starts on the first frame where the text North Yankton 9 years ago is visible on the screen. Let's start with the Trevor % segment. From prologue until the end of Pulling Favors, everything is the same. However, you don't need to set up the on-foot replay warp before repossession. At the end of Pulling Favors, it is required that you remember to skip the sleep mode tutorial. We are going to use the sleep mode for a large part of this run. A reminder that sleep mode prevents any phone calls and all random events from spawning. If you don't remember, while entering your vehicle, pull the phone up and be ready to enter the sleep mode menu once the notification saying New Contact Tanya appears. Enter the sleep mode menu to start the tutorial that will immediately be skipped over by the mission pass screen. Now, after exiting the tow lot, make a replay warp. And from there, you can drive to Chop and continue the segment as normal. At the end of Complications, we are going to make use of the car replay warp and use it as a save warp to go back to Michael's house. The reason we don't do the on-foot replay warp is because delaying the house cutscene tutorial will force it to happen after friend request, which, while a useful strat in segments, will cause issues later in the full run. Remember to go around the marker to avoid a long unskippable cutscene. Continue the rest of this mission and marriage counseling as usual.
Michael. Ooh, you don't sound good.
While looking for a vehicle, set up an on-foot replay warp. Bikes are much more preferable to get, and some bikes are definitely better than others. So look at the list on the screen now to know which bikes you should target if possible. Now, this is the first moment when you need to start paying attention to texts and phone calls. Before we actually proceed, here is some quick information about texts in general. The game puts texts in a queue, and you can get a text from the queue every 20 seconds. A quick text is triggered by not doing any inputs for a split second after a character switch animation. Unless the switch has an animation itself. In that case, the quick text will trigger automatically at the end of the animation. When you quick text, the first text will arrive after 7 seconds instead of 20 seconds. Texts are blocked from coming in if you're too close to a mission, have your phone up, have 2 or more wanted stars, or if a random event is active. Text timers get paused when pausing the game, during character switches, and while using characters' special abilities. For the purposes of this run, we use texts and emails synonymously. We refer to all of them as texts. Now, back to the run. 30 seconds after the phone call from Lester is over, a phone call to Dr. Friedlander will start. Immediately disconnect it, and after 5 seconds you'll receive Amanda's text. Now, after 30 seconds, you'll receive what we call a phantom text. A phantom is a text that is received on a character that is not the one we are controlling. In this case, a text from Lamar is arriving on Franklin's phone while we are controlling Michael, and you can't see it, but once you switch to Franklin, it will be there. However, if you got a bike very quickly and your drive was very fast, you might actually be too fast to arrive to Lester's and be too close to the mission, blocking the phantom text, which is very important to get to make sure everything arrives at the correct times later. In that case, wait here just before this wall to ensure you're not too close to the mission. On PC, with the live split auto splitter, the timing for the texts are 30 seconds, 35 seconds, and 1 minute and 5 seconds on the split timer. Adjust it by around 2 seconds to be safe, which is about the time most runners take to set up the on-foot replay warp.
You need my help.
Now, continue the mission as normal until you start driving to Michael's house. As you arrive at the house, park your bike inside the garage. Now, depending on which bike you have, you need to park it at different spots. For the thrust, park here, slightly to the right of and behind the grate on the floor. For the Ruffian, Double T, Nemesis, Vader, and PCJ, park here against the table. For the Akuma, park here in the corner of the table against the golf clubs. These parking spots will be important for later. Now, if we had delayed the house tutorial cutscene to start now, the bike that we just parked in the garage would be warped outside of the house, meaning the game wouldn't save it, causing issues later in the run. We will make use of the bike for the missions Mr. Richards and Bury the Hatchet. On Daddy's Little Girl, you need to go through the back behind the pool in order to respawn the mission. At the end of DLG, you can try for a switch warp. If it doesn't go through, just load an autosave to trigger the on-foot replay warp set up earlier. After warping to the safe house, call Franklin for a hangout. After changing to a suit, wait for one text before switching. Once you get a text, switch to Franklin, go into first person, and then switch to Mike. First person just makes it so you can always get a quick text, even if you get a long switch animation, which usually would make the quick text not work. When it switches to Mike, don't do any inputs for a split second to trigger a quick text. Turn on sleep mode and drive to casing, and you should get a text and then a second one on the drive. In total before casing, you need a text from Martin about money, a Los Santos Customs email, and a Lester email about stocks, in any order. play through the casing mission as usual.
Cut the rocks.
On Carbine rifles, since you already have the texts, you don't need to manipulate the text, since there's no text in the queue, so you can just aim to block the scripted call and the text you need will come in immediately.
Yes, good.
For Carbine rifles, do the safe version, where the truck comes towards you, instead of driving directly to him. This way, you can control the spawn and easily evade the police helicopter. The jewel store heist plays out the same. Now, after the heist, it's time for a mission that's not done in any segment.
I don't care if you got money now. Don't you get it? That ain't what I was looking for. Not then, not now, not ever.
I know it ain't important. Just let me take you somewhere nice, all right?
Where are you? Are you in a strip club? Grow up, stop looking for the easy way.
Tanisha, I gotta go, all right? I'ma change, I promise. You won't even recognize me.
Exit the club and take the Buffalo.
Peace to you. What's up, homie? Yo, son, bring that.
Come on, move.
On this short drive, you'll either get a text about monkey mosaics or an email from Lamar. Write somewhere or keep note of which text you received, as this changes things later on the drive to Dead Man Walking. You'll also want to keep sleep mode on as Franklin as much as possible, as we don't want to get a phone call from Simeon.
Hey, look, man.
Look! You were like a son to me! Employee of the month!
Which, if you received it, will then add a text from Lamar into the queue. That forces the main vehicle for Franklin to be the slow bagger motorcycle instead of the really fast Buffalo. This means that in some switches, instead of having the Buffalo, Franklin will have the bagger, which loses a lot of time in many drives. Drive straight into the mission trigger. After the cutscene, get to the Buffalo and shoot once to make Lamar and Stretch run to the car. Wait for them to get in and drive to ammunition. In the ammunition itself, buy a grenade in addition to the shotgun flashlight mod required by the mission.
All right, homie, get your shotgun with the flashlight modification.
Go back in the car and follow the route to the recycling plant.
Take us down to that one spot where the base heads be taking their cans at. You know, on Fringe in La Puerta.
Some cans or some shit I don't know about?
Nah, homie.
Try to park as close to the doors as possible and warp out. Head upstairs.
It's a drug deal. Hey, we meeting them here.
After the cutscene, take out the first 3 guys, switch to the grenade, and don't bother with the other 2 gangsters coming in. Be in first person, Push this box so it gets into the correct position, climb the box, and during the animation, try to look in the direction of the wall and it should clip you out of bounds. Jump down here, after a moment prime the grenade, and keep running so you hit a triggered zone for the next checkpoint. Explode to fail and then retry. It should put you at the checkpoint in the big room.
Come on, through here! That fucking D set us up!
I said lay low after you got clocked.
You ain't no motherfucker, that ain't me!
I can see that. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Shotgun all the enemies in front and one on the upper platform. 2 more enemies will come from the door and 1 more will come from the right. 2 more will appear after the door explodes.
Alright, we gotta go then.
Run outside and shoot at the body of the helicopter to put it on fire. Climb the ladder and shoot the pilot. Run to the wall. Before jumping over, wait for Lamar or Stretch to start moving after climbing the ladder, depending on which one climbed first. Aim to force the driver out of the car, then kill the cops in the incoming cars, and then take the car. And kill the last cop. Wait on Lamar and Stretch to get in. Follow this route to Franklin's house, adjusting to any cop spawns, and try not to use power in order to not slow down the timer for losing cops. Now, pay attention to the in-game time, as we will use it to time a dialogue skip. For most of the mission, the time is frozen, so it will be consistent every time.
What the cops care about us getting away?
At around 21 minutes in-game time, start calling a taxi. While being on top of where the yellow dot will be, start skipping the dialogue with the down arrow at the middle of 25 minutes in-game time to skip the dialogue to make the mission end faster.
Hey, can I get a cab?
I'm really sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
Hell no.
Now we need to get to the Mr. Phillips mission, which is at Michael's house to start the countryside segment. After long stretch, switch to Michael, manually save, and save warp. This will despawn the mission, so we will need to switch to Franklin and back. But we will take this opportunity to dupe the bike in the garage for later missions. Get onto the bike, start getting off, and during the getting off animation, switch to Franklin, and then back to Michael.
Hey, I'm going, man, before you take advantage.
This will duplicate the bike and the mission will be respawned. The bike dupe can be quite finicky. Not being in the correct position can sometimes give different results, placing you in strange places, like inside a wall, or ragdolling you, or on the roof, or even not spawning the mission. That's why we mentioned the various parking locations for bikes earlier, so that it works correctly consistently. Leave both bikes in the garage and go to the mission. If the mission doesn't spawn, run into Michael's kitchen, switch to Franklin, and back. When the cutscene starts, briefly cap to 5 FPS and uncap. This will make it so the loading for Mr. Phillips will be 1 second shorter, and Ron and Wade will have different spawn locations. Now, Mr. Phillips and TPI play out all the same, but some quick observations. On Mr. Phillips, be aware of the autosave prompt after the stunt jump. And on the drive to TPI, you should get a Carbine Rifles ammunition email pretty much every time. On Nervous Ron, there's only one small change with entering the mission. On the drive, you need to make sure to get one text, which is the Off-Road Races email. Follow this route and pay attention to slowing down to make sure you will receive this email. The rest of the mission and Crystal Maze play out all the same. On Friends Reunited, before entering the mission, you need to get 2 texts, which is usually the airfield takeover from Ron and the ammunition email.
You about 60 seconds shy. Fuck you, Charming. Fuck you. Food is a drug, and you're an addict.
The rest of the mission plays out the same. After Countryside, just switch to Michael to start Fame or Shame, which you can play as normal. The Blitz play route shown in this video is going to be very different from the one shown in the tutorial of the segment, as the route used in segments skips texts, calls, and other setups that we use and need in the full run. Call a quick cab as usual and enable sleep mode. Take any car you see, or just wait for the taxi. On the drive to Dead Man Walking, you will need to get some texts and a phone call from Lester about the jewelry heist. Lastly, set up a random replay warp in the car in any place. It is best to take 2 texts first while on sleep mode to not spawn a random event at Vinewood Theater, which would delay the texts. Once you receive the second text, turn off sleep mode to get the Lester phone call, and after the call, turn on sleep mode again. Now there are 2 phantom texts you can get on Trevor. You will know when you got both when the flight school icon flashes on the minimap. Now remember how we said to keep in mind what text you got before long stretch? That becomes important here. If you got the Monkey Mosaics text, you can just proceed with the mission after the flight school icon flashes on the minimap.
It's hard times out there, you know?
Hey, whatever.
If you got an email from Lamar, the Monkey Mosaics text could have been an extra phantom text in the countryside, or it can be now. Anyway, you basically need to wait an additional 20 seconds, which is the time for the next text to be received, before entering the mission to be absolutely sure the text queue is correct. When you have to wait before entering the mission, keep it around this spot as it is on the edge of the text blocking area. When you have all the texts, enter Dead Man Walking, and then the rest of the mission plays out the same.
Davey, how you doing?
After the mission, load the autosave to do a save warp for Did Somebody Say Yoga. This is why we had to set up the replay warp before. The mission plays out the same. After the mission, call a hangout with Trevor, and if you drove a car during yoga, get into it. If for some reason you failed to get the bike to save after friend request, save this car in Michael's garage, and instead get into Michael's car before the hangout. Switch to Trevor and back to Michael. Remember to not touch anything until the switch animation is finished for the quick text, and enable sleep mode. Similar to before long stretch, we need you to take note of what text you got on this drive to 3's company. It can either be a text from Martin or an email from Dave. This is important for after scouting the port. Enter 3's company, and the rest of the mission plays out the same. After the mission, switch to Trevor. Again, remember to quick text. We take this flight as an opportunity to get some texts. Usually on this flight, you'll get an ammunition email, emails from Ron and Brad, and a phantom text on Michael. Turn around and fly back to the city towards Floyd's apartment. Set up a replay warp around this area, and we will use it for Caida Libre later. Land on the roof, enter the mission, and it plays out all the same until you drop off the truck at the Merryweather dock.
Trevor is a what? Hey. You can't come through. Sorry.
As you approach the dock, from here on, we need to try and look for a gauntlet. It is a muscle car that we need for preps for the subtle big score approach. Remember the setup for the big score on the third way segment? We need that car. And the reason we look for it now is because the next mission is at Franklin's aunt's house, where we have the ability to store it. While going back to Floyd's, keep an eye out for one in traffic. If you find one, take it. You can also check this parking location at the restaurant, as the Gauntlet tends to spawn here sometimes. If you didn't, or it's pretty out of the way, just continue with the run. It's fine if you didn't find one before finishing scouting. Now, if you did find a Gauntlet before finishing scouting, this is where the text before 3's company is important. If you got Martin text, just take the repossession bike jump and drive to Hood Safari, and on the drive you'll consistently receive the combat pistol ammunition email, and then the mini subtext. But if you got Dave email, you need to do the same mini subtext manipulation that we do in the segment, and then wait for one extra text before entering Hood Safari. If you didn't find a Gauntlet, take your vehicle and start driving towards the purchasable garage. You can still try to find one in traffic, but if you don't see any, buy the garage, then buy the Gauntlet on the internet.
That was close.
The safe color to pick is red, because if you remember, we need a double colored Gauntlet.
Mindless consumer.
Enter the garage and take the Gauntlet and drive towards Hood Safari. Usually, with the buying the Gauntlet route, you will also get a third text, which will be a phantom either on Michael or Franklin, depending on if you did or didn't get Martin text on Three's company. In all cases, it's important that you start Hood Safari only after you already have mini subtext. Start up Hood Safari and set up a ledge buffer on the van. Take the Gauntlet and store it in the garage, and then trigger the ledge buffer to quickly go back to the van. The rest of the mission plays out the same, but with a small observation. When you mission fail on the shootout part, you can take out the grenade launcher before failing to get a free ammo refill after retrying.
Down here, come on!
After Hood Safari, head for the mini-sub and do the same thing as the segment. You can pre-call 328-555-0150 for Buy the Book, and the rest plays out the same. After Buy the Book, start driving with Trevor's truck towards where the Blitz Play intro will be. This is the moment where the iconic Blitz Play RNG starts. On this drive, you need some texts, mainly the DocT's email, a text from Lamar, and the text from Steve that actually starts Blitz Play. On this section, you can try to look for a tow truck to take it early, but if there isn't one, just keep driving.
Just a possession. Let it go. Now!
Damn! Dirtbag!
Fuck me.
You picked the wrong guy.
If Steve's text is a bit late, you don't have a tow truck, and you see a garbage truck, you can take it. Now this section is very similar to the segment run, but this time we are going to deliver a max of 2 out of the 3 needed vehicles. If you arrived with an early tow truck or garbage truck, keep looking at it to make sure it doesn't despawn. If you only found a garbage truck, immediately deliver it and set up a getaway car and switch to Franklin.
car, lady.
I need. Jesus.
If you found an early tow truck, deliver it, and then deliver a garbage truck, and then immediately switch to Franklin.
Hey.
Jesus Christ!
Move!
Ah! Ah! Shit!
Move! Well, I'll be fucked.
Franklin will have 3 different switches here, and he will always be driving a shit box. Now, for the next section, we need to do hotel assassination, buy the boiler suits, buy the masks, and start the Merryweather heist. But the order that you do those are going to change based on the switch you get. Let's start with the switch at the beach, and we'll return later for the other switches. This switch will guarantee a quick text. You can also try to look for a better car here. Drive towards masks, but wait on the text from Lester spawning assassination before getting too close to the store. Buy masks and drive to start assassination.
Radiant choice. Simply amazing. Well played.
I'm sorry, fool.
After arriving at the hotel, you can use the long wait time to head to a nearby ammunition to buy gear for Franklin that we will use for the rest of the run.
Playa? Sup?
The main things you need are extended magazines, a suppressed weapon, the RPG, the grenade launcher, and full C4 and proximity mines.
The sound of that gun, you know what I'm saying?
You can also grab an armor if you want. After that, try to look for an improved sports or supercar, as we will use it all the way from now until the end of the Merryweather heist. Kill the target and start driving towards boiler suits. Buy the boiler suits,
Think I'm such a loser.
aim to block the phone call and make sure that the Merryweather text comes in, and then start driving towards Floyd's apartment.
Say I'm a disgrace to society.
Usually the first text you will get here is the Merryweather heist text. but in some cases, it might be the Lamar email if you didn't get it before long stretch. Just keep aiming to block the call until you get the Merryweather text, then start the Merryweather heist. Now the second possible switch will be the highway traffic jam. In this case, take this nearby Sultan, as it is the best car available.
Hey, don't make me commit a 180.
Drive towards boiler suits first. After boiler suits, drive towards masks and block the call to get one text earlier. Once you get the text, stop aiming for the forced call to arrive. After masks, drive to assassination, and do everything the same as explained earlier. This switch, for some rockstar reason, has a weird property that causes no good cars to spawn during assassination, so try to not completely break the Sultan. After assassination, immediately start driving towards Floyd's for the Merryweather heist. Also, if you still don't have Merryweather heist spawned after assassination, aim to block Lester's call and let it come in once the Merryweather text arrives. For the third switch, it will be a traffic jam in Vinewood. In this case, take the adder and drive to boiler suits, and the rest of it will be the same as if you got highway switch. Start Merryweather heist, and the mission plays all the same for all three routes.
Yo, Frankie, we were just talking about
So what we doing here?
Now, after the mission, things are again going to be different depending on what vehicles you delivered for Blitz play. If you only have the garbage truck and getaway car set up, switch to Franklin, and drive to the tow truck on the map and deliver it. After switching to Franklin, remember to not press anything for a second for the quick text.
That's dumb.
After delivering the tow truck, set up a ledge buffer and drive away. Park here, disconnect the call to spawn the Blitz play heist, and use the ledge buffer for a quick re-entry. If you delivered a tow truck and a garbage truck, switch to Michael. Also, remember to quick text. Look for any car that will work for the getaway. While stealing a car for the getaway, quickly open and close the interaction menu to clear the help prompt so you get one about the getaway car instantly. Park the car, wait for the prompt saying this location is valid, set up the car, and then steal a new car and head for the Blitz play heist. Start the Blitz play heist. On this part where we kill Michael to speed up the mission, we will also set up a hospital warp. Remember that to set up a hospital warp, you need to die in a mission fail screen, and the fail cannot be caused by dying with the currently active character. So first drop a C4 near Mike, and then another near you. Shoot the C4 to kill Mike, and then detonate the one under your feet to die during the fail screen.
Got one too.
You hear?
Since Franklin has some more gear, the shootout will be easier. Set up the proximity mines in this way so that it will kill all the incoming cop cars.
We got a whole position.
Hey man, we sitting ducks right here.
Kill a few cops in the back alley. Then RPG the helicopter.
Back to the left there.
Then kill a few more in the alley and switch to Michael.
You're gonna get overrun.
This way the game will give him some grenades. If the snipers have not spawned in already, kill a few more cops. Once they spawn, switch to Trevor and kill them.
Oh, you gotta be precise with this thing.
Switch back to Franklin and keep killing cops until the heli spawns. Use the RPG to destroy it, and then once 3 cops or less are left, the shootout is over. But kill all of them, because we need to set up a ledge buffer and don't want the cops to shoot us.
That's it, dog.
Hold your nerve. We put these guys down in the area. They're thinning out. This could be our chance to go. I'll deliver the bombs.
The end of the heist is the same.
If the government...
After the mission, the hospital warp will trigger. Take any car you can and drive towards I Fought the Law.
I need to borrow your car, lady.
This mission plays out all the same. After the mission, just after switching to Franklin, trigger a quick text and then get a second text on the drive to Eye in the Sky.
Taxi!
Who's free for pickup?
Put up your
At the end, switch to Michael for Mr. Richards. Since Michael most of the time will be at his house, this is where one of the bikes is used. If you did get one of the city switches though, just stay in Michael's car and drive. The mission itself plays out all the same. You should also get at least 2 texts while driving to the movie studio.
What a wonderful...
After Mr. Richards, load an autosave for the replay warp to Caida Libre that you set up while flying to scouting the port. Start the mission, and it plays all the same until arriving at the plane. Get out and shoot at the van to blow it up while staying close enough to die to the explosion. The game will mission fail for blowing up the van too close to the observatory, but Michael will die to the explosion during the mission fail, which sets up a hospital warp. Now finish the mission as usual. After the switch to Franklin, the hospital warp will trigger. The moment the game goes into a black screen for the hospital warp, start a timer for 2 texts that we want to receive. The first is the Phantom, and another is a general text. If you are using the auto splitter from LiveSplit, you don't need to worry about setting the timer, as it will already split at the correct time. Grab any car you can and head in the direction of Deep Inside. The first text comes at 15 seconds, and the other, you might need to slow down if you get a fast car, because it only comes in at 35 seconds. Set up a replay warp here, and we will use it later for minor turbulence. Once you receive both texts, or the timer is past 39 seconds in case both texts are phantoms, now you can start Deep Inside.
Hate these kinds of claims.
After Deep Inside, if you were too fast, minor turbulence won't be spawned in yet. In that case, wait for it to spawn and then manually save and reload for a replay warp. You can also try using an autosave if the mission marker appears right after Deep Inside. However, be aware if you reload before minor turbulence is actually spawned in, it will mess with the timer and take quite a long time to finally start the mission. So only use the autosave if you are certain that the mission is already spawned. Otherwise, always resort to using a manual save. After loading in, set up another replay warp that we will use for Hang 10 and head for minor turbulence. If for some reason your text queue isn't empty, you can use this short drive as a backup spot to get a text, just don't go too fast. Otherwise, on this drive get cops so that the gate opens earlier. Pretty much the whole Paleto segment plays out the same. The only difference is that during the manip for military hardware text, we need to pick up Molotovs. As you gain control, have your phone up, but go out onto the balcony. Having your phone out will allow you to jump earlier. After Paleto Score, get onto ATV, switch to Franklin, and then back to Michael. This makes it so Franklin will have a Buffalo on Monkey Business instead of the slow white truck that he was in when we just switched to him. Start Derailed. This mission plays out the same. On Monkey Business, after switching to Franklin, remember to get a quick text. You should get the ammunition email about parachutes.
Agent Steve Haynes, man.
The mission itself plays out the same.
Oh, hey, man.
After the mission, load the autosave for the replay warp. And after loading in, drive to Hang 10. This replay warp removes quite a lot of RNG with switches and is faster. On the drive, you will get a text. If it is an ammunition email, go with the mission, but if it wasn't an ammunition email, then wait for that first.
Good Lord above.
Hang 10, surveying the score, and bury the hatchet all play out the same.
What are you doing here?
That's a
On the drive to bury the hatchet, you will get one text, and bury the hatchet is the mission where we use the second bike from the garage. If you get Tracy text here, you might have small issues getting Friedlander text later.
Hey, cops, fucking do.
After Barry, switch to Franklin. Before starting Pac-Man, it is very important to at least get the Brother Adrian email. This is the only spot you can get it, and if you don't, a Trevor switch for the Big Score intro will be completely random instead of a strip club switch. Even if you get a switch next to the mission, you need to wait. Preferably try to get Brother Adrian, and if the switch is far enough, also get the ammunition email about the compact PDW. Other than that, Pac-Man and Fresh Meat play out all the same. After Fresh Meat, call Franklin for a hangout, but don't switch yet. Since there's still quite some texts in the queue, we are going to manipulate a text for cleaning out the bureau. After the hangout call, hold the phone up and pay attention to the in-game time. Hold the phone up till 11:17. While waiting, go out, enable sleep mode, and go up the street. You have this short window to grab any good car if it's available. After getting the text, switch to Franklin, go into first person, and then switch back to Michael. Again, first person is just to ensure you can get the quick text. Now drive to cleaning. On the drive, you'll get 2 more texts. And also, set up a replay warp in the car at any random point.
Shit!
Cleaning out the bureau and reuniting the family play out all the same. If the switch warp after cleaning didn't work, just load the autosave to make use of the replay warp and save warp.
Dispute. See, we're about to do something.
On Architect's plans, instead of taking the Architect's car, we will take Franklin's Buffalo. Kill the Architect by blowing up his car to move it out of the way, run back, and get into the Buffalo. Drive next to the briefcase so you can get out and get into the car again, immediately taking the briefcase and driving to Los Santos Customs near Lester's. At Los Santos Customs, buy max armor, engine, respray, spoiler, transmission, and turbo, and then finish the mission. Do not buy the suspension, because this makes it a lot harder to do brake boosts.
And we have a winner.
After switching to Franklin, quick text, and then take a car.
Robbing the FIB? Man, we stupid.
Bureau raid itself plays out almost all the same. On the helipad, quickly grab the C4, throw it at the heli, and explode it. You should mission fail and die after to set up a hospital warp. After the mission and the hospital warp, take this health pack if you're missing any HP, and then take any random car. Wait for the scripted call from Dave, and then call Ricky at 611-555-0140. Drive towards the Ballad of Rocco. Calling Ricky is one of the required calls for the game to not break when doing preps for Big Score. The whole third way segment plays out the same. However, the last two observations are to not forget to call Dave before Meltdown, and if the gauntlet is the same color, the entire thing, make sure to recolor at least one of them. Congratulations! You now know the route and the differences from segments for the full any % classic no OMO run. I hope you took notes of everything you need to do, but go out there and make us proud. Remember that the best place to ask questions is in the GTA 5 speedrunning Discord, and as always, leave a like and happy speedrunning!